Hey everybody, and welcome to Day 9 of the Final Fantasy Tactics Colosseum AI Tournament League for April. We've got 8 people left in the winner's bracket and 16 left in the loser's bracket, giving us a perfect 12 matches to come to this round's end. All in one stream, we will have 8 people gone and be down to the final 16. And the rate of elimination's not going to slow down. Just 2 more days after today, and we will have a champion. Always so exciting. I'm Sardek, and with me on comms is Korremar.
What's up, y'all?
As you can see from the matchup chart here, there's a lot of love-colored magic in the in the 8 undefeated players. Although, finally, Love Colored Magic will be taking at least 1 loss tonight. But will it be more? It's all on Fig. Let's see how these 2 Goliaths clash against each other. But before that, let's go to SpringSkipper 1 and Simmon 3, Arena Reps versus Monster Mash.
Both newcomers to the tourney this month, but not newcomers to FFT, of course, both arena veterans. They have made a pretty hefty splash on their, first run at things, so excited to see how this plays out.
Yep, there is not a team among these 8 that I don't think has a chance of seeing its way to the finals. I have a pretty clear expectation of which one is going to be on the winner's seat of the grand finals, but I think any of these 8 could lose one and still make their way up through the loser's bracket. Strong teams all around. So for SpringSkipper 1, the Arena Reps, we have the Swindler with E2, Talk Skill, and Monster Talk. And of course Solid Lass with Talk Skill as well, with Magic Defend up and an E2. So 2 very strongly defensive Talk Skillers. It's proven brutally effective. Alongside Reno Ashes with MP Switch and Magic Attack up, and Rigor Morty the Time Mage with White Magic, Absorb Used MP, and Short Charge. This has been a very powerful team so far. On the other side, the Monster Mash with Mind Flare for Mind Control, Trent for Blessing of Nature for that just unstoppable defense, Porky with Oink for the revives, and Geomancer with Counterflood and Overflow and Punch Art. 2 very powerful teams. Let's see how they size up against each other. Large 29, kicking it off.
Defensive Talk Skillers definitely super strong. Like a lot of the arena folks said, it was a breakaway strat for them for a little while. But the monsters in Colosseum are real mean, so a single charm or something of that sort could spell disaster pretty quick here. Overflow as well, a lot of status potential. Less so on this map. We're pretty much just looking at 1 or 2.
Yep, this map is definitely one of the weaker ones for the Geomancers, and with how few large maps we have, it's something you have to take into consideration with how heavily you rely on your Geomancy.
We've definitely seen a few people try and skimp out on a few elemental skills to try and eke out just a little bit more JP for something else. Lava Ball, probably a safe bet usually, but Blizzard has definitely bitten a few teams before.
One Talk Skiller death sentences the other. Solid Lass gonna have 3 turns of throwing around Negotiates, or 2 turns rather, but that's gonna be big.
The cast coming out from the Wizard, this pig might not be long for the world.
Blizzard comes out, silences, notably not going after the Wizard. Sure enough, that pig is bacon.
Dark Holy one-shotting, not a big surprise. It is, of course, a super strong spell in the hands of a pretty hefty wizard, so usually you're going to see Dark Holy's kill is usually more surprising if they don't.
There goes an armor.
Counterflood coming back, but she is down to 1 turn already. That was going to be her last action before getting rezzed. Slow 2 coming out, though, on the Squid and Tree. No, sorry, on the Geo and Squire.
And a Counterflood takes out the Time Mage on top of it. Persuade not able to stop the Dark Holy, and that Mind Flare is going to take a hefty hit, too.
Did go down. The Tree is struggling just a little bit here, it looks like. I don't know if it's the jumps there. Trees notoriously can struggle with terrain a little bit.
No silence off the
Dark
Blizzard.
Holy. And a 3rd Dark Holy kill. The Tree is able to move up. Leaf Dance hitting 2 and does kill the Wizard. It's just the Tree and the Squire here. Wow.
Squire goes for a death sentence, so now it is just a matter of time. And there's a wish, but the Tree should be able to get up there. No, sets a re-raise because of the death sentence, but being left the last alive, that isn't going to work. So it looks like the Arena Reps are going to take game 1.
Monsters tried their best to mash, but not quite. The small map, however, may play to their favor, being able to get in range a little bit sooner. The Squid, of course, did get at least 1 mind control, but we might potentially be able to see some more actions. Pig might actually get to do something, so...
Yeah, the story of the large map was the Wizard just taking them down one by one, while the Swindler was not quite able to slow them down enough.
Squire taking a moment to heal his teammate. Not that it mattered. Tree goes down, and sure enough, Arena Reps taking game 1.
Small 5 coming up next.
Given the tenacity of both of the teams, seeing that many units die that fast, a little bit unexpected. These teams have both had some pretty long games in their matches so far, so...
Definitely a very close game 1.
Squire does not move over to get the haste. Does go for an immediate death sentence and lands it on the Tree. It was his last action last time, last offensive action, and he seemed to like it.
Although it's less effective this early in the runnings because the tendency to cast re-raise on death sentence units will be effective now where it wasn't earlier on.
Squire is mind controlled again. You know, I thought he really liked the death sentence, but maybe he just really liked the Squid.
That's a triple re-raise induced from that death sentence that might end up being a huge mistake. Once again, the Geomancer loses her armor, gets a slow proc for the exchange. Good compensation on that, I think.
Squire going for another death sentence, doesn't land it on the Wizard, though. Wizard is going to move over and is just going to start casting, I believe that was on the Squid?
I thought it was on the Pig, but either way, canceled.
Double slow, and the Time Mage does eat a slow in return.
Move MP up is on Bard because MP switches on Dancer, and we don't want both of them available to the same unit at the same time.
Yeah, if any of you have ever seen a unit like that in like FFT or something, rolling both of those makes that unit incredibly hard to kill.
Yeah, Dancer Bard were the only places to put those, and we decided... Well, not we. it was a 1/3 change that I immediately recognized the goodness of and leaned into it, with the dancer having the more traditionally male of the two and the bard having the more traditionally female of the two, to match up with bard's more MA centricity and dancer's more PA. Man, just death sentences all around. That squire is killing everybody.
Squire eats a little damage from that gusty wind, not too much and no slow proc. And he is going to be able to get this wizard back up. A little bit of a buzzer beater there. Wizard was on 0.
Threaten landing that don't act.
Pig just kind of faffing about a little bit, not really too sure what to do here, and Aqualung does not put the wizard back down. That MP switch coming in clutch.
I don't know what it is about the AI refusing to use Asuna effects on death sentence. It's something I plan on looking into. Like, the AI, just as built, doesn't consider death sentence worth curing, but does consider it worth re-raising.
Piggy goes for the straight dash, does get the kill on the wizard. There's going to be a mind control for this squire yet again, but it does not go through, and that squid is has taken its last action until it gets rezzed.
Full life coming out. It looks like arena reps have managed to stabilize enough that, well, it looks like they've got a pretty good hold on things.
Threaten comes through, does not land, even though it had a fairly decent success rate there.
83, I want to say.
Squid goes down. There's a gusty wind to take the time mage back down. He can get back up yet again, of course, being an undead, but it will be just a little bit of time. Both teams... Ooh, a missed wish is pretty rough. And the squire is going to eat a straight dash for being out of position now.
It is pretty popular having your support oracle being a male with the move MP up so that your reviver keeps going for longer.
And even after the stat nerf, Oracle's not a bad stick bunker anyway, so,
that MP switch has just been so good all tournament.
It really has. It, you know, just like you, I did doubt it, but it has made a believer out of me.
Absolutely.
$60 damage, little bonk to the Geo. Geo entry are both Blessing of Natured, so they will be able to get back up here. Geo is going to move over and not do anything. Wizard eating another straight dash, and the MP switch again. She repower sources herself again to make sure she can keep blocking with that MP.
Aqualung, not fatal by itself, gonna have to be followed up by a straight dash, and there's still that MP. But not this time.
Finally fails.
Let's see, Gusty Wind is wind element, and I guess I don't see any wind there, although Magic Defend up might make it do not enough damage to justify.
Monster Mash definitely in control of this match now. With everybody up here, just the knight left for the reps.
With the way the re-raises went, it just went so much in their favor. I mean, Geo was using Elemental earlier. It's just that on that specific night, she isn't, because presumably the magic defend up makes it a worse damage option.
Turns out she actually just had Don't Act, and I was just missing the DA.
I mean, also possible. Speaking of Don't Act...
Gets Don't Acted yet again. Nose Breath not landing. Time Mage is gonna have a chance to get up here anytime in the next little bit. But that still only makes it a 2-1-4, and the Time Mage is not very tanky.
Para Don't Act, solid last, doing her job and staying up and waiting for the Time Mage to be back.
Wasn't a huge crit, but that Geo isn't super bulky, so did a fair bit of damage. The Geo smaller than she otherwise would be, since she did have her armor broken earlier in the match.
Don't Act on the Geo wears off, but she is Nagrarok swinging, and that's not where you want to be. Piggy way out of position.
Another threat coming through. The Pig can get the Geo up if it gets to her in time, but is kind of on the other side of the map. Oh, did have re-raise anyway, so that didn't even matter.
Yeah, the re-raise is coming out of that Trent, just proving super important for this team.
Squid walks the slow 2 into the Time Mage and the Knight. It does land on both of them.
I believe Squid's also Don't Acted.
Sure is. This may be a solid last, but she is only going to be able to last for so long, especially once the Piggy gets in here to throw some straight dashes. Sure enough, that's a 210. That's going to be the vast majority of her HP there.
Giving her all of that protection, though.
But a straight dash finishes it, and we are looking at a game 3.
Two very powerful teams clashing. That's what these late stages of the tournament are about, so really looking forward to all the rest of it. Which of these two do you think has the advantage? We are in a relatively flat, straightforward map.
Tough call. I mean, I certainly could be wrong, but arena reps are mildly limited on AoE, and the Squid and the Tree both having some AoE is might work in their favor here, since things are nice and flat and open.
Big haste 2 to start. I think a lot of it hinges on if the wizard gets to make himself known, or if there are things that keep him from getting his Dark Holies to the ground.
Well, the MP switch does keep the wizard nice and healthy, but also means that wizard is not going to be casting before getting a power source, so we will see. A straight dash coming out, 158 to the Squire, is still healthy enough, could eat another one of those and still be alright. The Squire is also in a rough spot now behind all of the enemies.
Biggest difficulty there is that the Squire is not landing his talk skills.
Knight not having that issue, though, lands the first threaten for a Don't Act on the Geo, and there's a slow 2 for the Geo and the Tree. Lands on both, so they're going to be moving nice and slow, but that's a double mind control.
Only gets the Time Mage, though. Although it looks like she will be countering that double slow. And that's a Dark Holy on that Pig.
240 not going to be enough to kill, but damage is damage. Oh, the knight sleeps the friendly charmed time mage to prevent that haste from coming through. And the second death sentence does land on that tree. Arena reps in a decent spot here, but Straight Dash does take one of their units out from 100 to 0.
It's a huge mid charge there.
Squid dies. We'll be able to get back up shortly here, though, and Shellbust does not take.
Death Sentence does, though. Can't wait for the pig to oink at the Time Mage. Straight dash works too, I guess.
Time Mage goes down. No big surprise there. That piggy hitting real hard. That Death Sentence landed with a 54%.
Mind Flare re-raises and self-heals.
We've got several units ticking down here.
Carve Model sets a Petrify, though.
It is just down the last again until the Time Mage stands up. Oh, a miss from the... Interesting. That charm, probably not actually ideal. Mind Flayer did troll the team just a little bit there with that charm.
Yeah, 3 members just going down like that. That is not nothing.
Although 2 standing back up, there's the Time Mage coming back up as well and bonks the tree back down, but the tree did have time to set re-raise on itself first. Piggy is gonna hightail it, not close enough to reach the crystal just yet.
Teammates are running away, so they're not able to get into the tree AoE, and it looks like we are curing that Petrify.
Not if the squid has anything to say about it, and he damn sure does.
Knight does not have any revival with Talk Skill as a secondary, so it looks like this is under control for the Monster Mash.
The Geo is going to go down here shortly, or crystallize at the very least, but...
Counterflood does not get the Frog proc.
I actually don't believe that it can. I do believe the Knight has status protection.
Genji Glove? Probably, yeah.
So, yeah. Another charm coming out. That does mean that the Time Mage is going to be able to get up at some point, but yeah, we are just going to turbo through this.
Time Mage going for the Asuna again, but put to sleep by the Solid Lass.
And immediately executed after that by the Piggy.
Don't act on the pig.
The pig does finally move into water. I was a little confused. I was like, can pigs somehow not move in water? But no, just didn't want to for a little while, I guess.
Don't act on the tree, and it looks like the Squire is back.
Time Mage goes down yet again. But the Squire being back in it could make a difference here, although they got a lot of HP to try and push through here. 3 healthy monsters with re-raise.
Well, the death sentences on the Squire are really where he shines, so...
Sure enough, there's one of them on the Squid. Squid does get the Squire dead, though, and if the Time Mage doesn't get up in time, the Squire will crystallize.
Time Mage is up, but goes down to the Leaf Dance.
Straight dash from the pig put the Knight pretty low.
Unfortunately, the Knight managed the Don't Act, and well, can't kill her when you can't act.
This damn squid. Stop charming. Just stop charming, please.
Charm wears off and, well, I guess the pig will do it for you instead.
Well, at least she's stuck in the corner now. Alright. The knight did opt to do a sword swing rather than a don't act, so that is probably going to be the end of her here in just a moment. Sure is. And the monster mash manages to take it. The reverse, or the come from behind 2-1.
Yep. SpringSkipper 1 drops to the edge of the losers bracket. We'll be seeing that team again tomorrow. Up next, Fig 4 and Love Card Magic 2, Knuckleheads versus Gambler's Spirit. Fig's first chance to knock Love Card Magic off the throne. And it is Squids, Squids, Squids. Mind Flare, Mind Flare, Mind Flare, and a Chaos Blade Squire. On the other side, for Love Colored Magic, we have Setzer the Bard with basic skill Barrier and Equip Armor, with Charm on its harp, doing a pretend Mind Flare impersonation. Daryl the Samurai with item, HP Restore, and Throw item. And of course, Spider and Ronfar, the Hydra duos with Vicious Flames and Dark Whispers. Large 71 for these two. Of course, the Knuckleheads on the left. And the Gambler's Spirit on the right.
One of those Hydras gets charmed, it could wreak havoc on its own team here.
The Hydras cannot harm each other, though. Well, they can with Triple Breath, but that's not their big damage sources. Although I guess Dark Whisper can proc.
There's that magic song coming out. Definitely one of the less used songs so far, but certainly does add up real quick at times.
Works real well with Hydras.
Bard does get mind controlled. And certainly these squids would not say no to a magic song either, but nah, the Bard goes for the harp instead. Counterflood for 198, some hefty damage, but here's a Dark Whisper, and a single proc could start turning things around pretty quick, but no luck that time.
That Dark Whisper hits twice, 3 times. That's enough.
The Samurai does go down in return. Notably, of course, the Bard does have the ability to raise. The Squids, however, do not, so that Squire is just out of the match.
Bard is going to be coming under some pretty heavy fire, though. Vicious Flame. 2 misses. 3 misses. That's a big hit. 221, Counterflood for a stop in 162. That's huge. Dark Whisper heals his buddy.
Though notably, there is always a chance of getting that sleep or dead proc when you're attempting to heal.
I mean, it has happened at least once, Ludo. Samurai just a little too slow. That Aqualung gonna make quick work of her.
The Squids are in a decent position, but the Gamblers could easily turn that around.
It's a pretty big miss there. Three misses, 4 misses, 5 misses.
Not hitting the high rolls so far this match.
That was a pretty big miss too, though. And with the heal and retreat, she might actually see another turn. Aqualung takes the Hydra near fatal, and it looks like another one's coming up behind. Charm to take away the chance at revival. That's going to be huge.
Harp almost puts the Samurai down. She is able to heal herself, but that is a tough loss of actions here. Notably, the Bard also using the Charm Harp, so there was always a chance of potentially spreading that Charm as well. That did not happen.
I love how their little arms move when they're hasted. Bard starts singing. Squid's going in position to take him out as soon as they deem worthy. There it is, Aqualung for 220, boosted by the MA song.
Yeah, the Squid's certainly not minding that magic song. That is a lot of added damage with just a couple of MA here and there. Phoenix down for the Bard, but the Bard and Samurai neither particularly healthy here. But the Bard does get a turn and a crystal. And a charm, but he gets stopped in return.
Haste for the Samurai.
The Squid's only form of offense being Aqualung, they cannot break the charm on the other one.
Phoenix down for the Hydra, and it goes immediately. With a Dark Whisper with the potential to self-heal. And it gets a dead proc. The charm spreads, and just like that, a Counterflood breaks the other one.
The Gamblers are back in it.
Was that a dead proc, or was it just that low? Vicious Fire doesn't hit.
Samurai is just going to go ahead and take some time to get her team up while the Squid is unable to do anything other than Time Blast.
Bard heals up with the Defy Pain. Well, that one doesn't miss. 196. The Counterflood takes him down. The Bard's there to bring him right back up.
The Squid is going to be able to heal itself with Aqualung, of course, but will it get the chance to? Murasame for the support. All three of them very healthy now. Not healthy enough to stop that, but it is, I believe, only a matter of time here. Squid's going to have a tough battle, although a mind control could switch things around pretty quick.
I don't think he'll do it because he can get a dead, or he can get a kill on the Hydra. I think he'll prioritize killing over that.
You're likely correct, but we will see.
Sure enough. And the Wish misses this time, but a Phoenix Down will be coming out afterwards. So the Hydra still not missing the turn. That's a big sleep proc. That should make the attacks from the Bard and Samurai fatal.
Absolutely. There is that harp, and the Knuckleheads lose the first game. LCM still making a big showing. Turn that match around with some big RNG.
Both teams pretty RNG reliant, so live by the sword, die by the sword, I guess. '92 small map. In these constrained quarters, both of them have extremely dangerous AoEs.
The Squid does get the first action. That's a double mind control. Only one lands, but that does mean the Bard is already not helping its own team out here. And here's some potential... Oh, goes for the Aqualung rather than the Charm.
Just narrowly shy of taking the Hydra down. And the Bard will finish it off. Big flames coming out. Kills one squid. Kills... No, wait. That one lived.
A little bit of counter flood hitting to it. It does not damage the Hydra, but it does sleep it.
That breaks the charm, and the second squid goes down.
Four-person Masa, but she dies in return. That is probably going to be all she wrote for the gamblers here.
Well, we saw what happened when the Bard got a turn last time, so I wouldn't discount it just yet.
Bard says, actually, this room sucks.
Cure's coming out because that is not a dead squire. Bard starts singing the MA over to the squids. Oh, actually a heal to the squids, I guess.
Nobody opting to wake the Hydra up just yet. They are waiting out the crystal and the other one.
What a difference a 0 JP squire makes.
This is the Squid's house now. Oh, and he lands the charm with the harp! Not that it mattered, but insult to injury just the same.
No proc there. But it doesn't matter. Fig takes the small map in a commanding fashion.
A low roll for the gamblers. If I've ever seen one. Depending on the size of this map, that could make a big difference here.
Well, medium 26 will be the decider. Much longer range, but still the same cramped quarters. Double haste.
The extra time to cross all this distance here, the teams will hopefully be a little bit more apart from one another so that they are not all getting clumped up. A double mind control is real bad for any team, so...
MA song coming out, but only gets the samurai. So only going to impact those Muramasas. Dark Whisper puts the Squire to sleep right out of the gate. Double haste.
Haste on each of those Hydras is pretty scary. Hydra's very strong units, but not incredibly speedy, so speeding them up a little bit makes them much more dangerous. And that's going to be a huge Vicious Flame.
2 hits, but only 2. Counterflood hits, but does not petrify until the second try. Hydra gets that MA, though.
Well, it was a big Vicious Flame, just not in the way that I thought it was going to be.
Aqualung takes that one down. It's going to get Phoenix downed immediately. But the Squid's still able to take it right back. Speaking of big hits, Dark Whisper here with a sleep and a petrify.
Rough luck. The counter floods on this map being petrify, having that petrify potential is just not working out for the gamblers.
Para Aqualung should be enough.
We saw a huge comeback in the first match, but I dare say it looks like the Squids are in good position to take this 2-1.
Aqualung to break him out.
He's getting pretty low here. Does have the ability to get the Samurai back up just in time, but gonna be too little too late, I would guess.
Well, she has a Phoenix down too. And now it is all on that single Hydra. Squire down. But the Mind Flare does appear to be in range. That's going to be it.
LCM's first loss of this tourney. Fig 4 moves on and will fight Simmon 3 in tomorrow's stream. LCM 2 sent to the losers.
And now, of course, Love Colored Magic faces her second defeat of the night. With Firing Squad featuring Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. Blinky the Squire with Throw, Catch, and Concentrate. And the starting Haste. Clyde also with throw, but this one not usable thanks to the red shoes. Weapon guard for the short edge. Equip armor for 391 hit points. This is one really good ninja. Inky the Geomancer also start haste with time magic to haste the rest, regenerator, and overflow for that elemental. And Pinky the Lancer with E2 for the defenses, item, throw item, and auto potion. Very durable reviver.
Worth noting, the punch art on that Berserk Ninja is a little bit of big brain tech, because when confused, Berserk units can use skills, and the only punch art that ninja has is Stigma Magic to remove that confuse.
On the other side, for the Misfit Somas, we have Shigure the Ninja with Weapon Guard, Equip Armor, and Item. Hattori the Samurai with Basic Skill Hamido and 2 swords. Ayame the Geomancer with Punch Art, Counter Flood, and Magic Attack up. And Kagura the Urbo with Please Eat. We'll go to large 95. I'm feeling good about Love Colored Magic 1 in this one. What do you think?
Good question. I mean, that ninja is real scary. We have seen what a Berserk unit can do.
Ludo, of course, reaching for the low-hanging fruit. Looks like Firing Squad on the left and Misfit Somas on the right.
A very early shuriken into the Samurai. 156, not bad damage, but the Samurai is still healthy enough to continue.
This quad opening haste is why I think Firing Squad's got the opening power here. Shuriken is caught.
Please eat, a very big buff, of course. Kyo, not small.
Carve model, but no success.
Another shuriken, but the Samurai is still hanging on. A lot less damage with that protect.
No petrifies in either direction. $120 lands, and once again, no petrify. Double guarded. And the Lancer lands on the Geo, and that's it for her. Shuriken to heal the teammate, and a second carve model. No petrify once more. Ninja manages to guard the spear.
Here is that Berserk Ninja yet again. Oh, but gets Hamido'd. Guards one of them, but does not get to do anything there, really.
Hamido, of course, infamously good against Berserk units. Chakra here, Misfit Soma's consolidating, and looks like it is turning out in their favor so far.
Yes, definitely we have seen a lot of throws for heals. That we have also seen things like units dying to a counter throw when that happens, so...
Another catch.
Another jump coming through on that ninja, but the ninja is hasted, so let's see if the AI has learned how to do math or not.
Wish comes out, and Murder Ninja is up.
Math does work out. Does get the jump just before the ninja acts. The ninja is going to be able to move up with that action and take the Geo out. Geo ticks down immediately to 2. There's another Hamido. That Samurai just absolutely murdering the ninja.
Well, fuck my prediction. clearly the Misfit Soma's in the driver's seat on this one.
Having that, the early buffs, especially that early Protect and Shell, giving it the ability to weather all the fast offense coming out from the other side. Lands the 48% straight dash. Berserk Ninja is still just not having a good match here.
Yeah, that Ninja has had a real bad game.
We've seen a ton of carved models come out, but no Petrifies.
There's got to be Genji gear just all over both of these teams.
It's just a matter of time here. Team has not closed the gap to the Lancer just yet, but all four being up, buffed, and healthy. Lancer not in a good spot.
Hamido plus your own Murder Ninja.
Target does not care about the ninja's C evade, of course. 2 stabs to the Lancer. Auto Potion removes one of them, but it is getting a little lower here. Alright, the ninja breaks that charm immediately, says, actually, this sucks. Auto Potion heals the Lancer up a bit as well.
Remember when Defy Pain was a full heal and not just 255?
That poor ninja! That is the 3rd Hamido.
No, it is not, Fig. Because when running the AI check, it still runs through pre-formula routine, and that's the routine that it happens in just after the formula runs. So it does still do that before it checks its result. Game 1 goes to the Misfit Somas. Shuriken right out of the gate. The Pitfall following right behind. Fireball misses. There's a jump right after.
Berserk Ninja trying to close the gap, not close enough to do anything just yet. Let's see if it is fortunate enough to attack something that is not that samurai this time.
Oh, based on the positioning, it looks like the Ninja or the Geomancer are going to be the targets. But that Murder Ninja is,
2 stabs to the piggy, 240, more than enough to take it down. But it is going to be brought right back up with that Phoenix down.
with only the single targeting of this team, that's going to be very difficult to keep up against the sandbagging.
Hella Ivy not able to get a stop here. 2 more stabs, another dead unit, and the Lancer is going to get an action here as well. 108, not enough to take down that Geo, though.
Samurai going for the wish, and this is dangerous for that ninja.
Hell Ivy. Still not enough to stop that Berserk Ninja just yet.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but gets Hamido double guard, but does not have the ability to kill there, and gets killed in return. This poor ninja has just had terrible luck.
Geomancer gets back up, though, and immediately takes out the pig.
Squire is also perched to get back up here momentarily. Another, holy shit, that is the 5th Hamido that ninja has eaten from the samurai.
Getting up fails. Phoenix down for the ninja as always. The ninja Hamidos again.
Good lord.
Wish, but the samurai's going to get the first move if the ninja doesn't do it for him. Mega Potion, but don't know if that's going to be enough. There's
Another
target.
chance to stop.
Just bullying.
Yeah, this Berserker is not having a good time here. He goes for the please eat. Team taking just a little bit of time to buff and heal itself up, but we do have 2 undead that are poised to come up in the next couple turns here. Potentially, at the very least.
And of course the Lancer revives the ninja. But that ninja, as usual, not long for this world. Even when he's the one attacking, he somehow finds his way back into the grave.
Lancer eats a magic shuriken, but not a ton of damage. Carp model, likewise, is still standing and auto potions most of the damage back off. But both undeads here could stand up at any moment. Speed's just not working out for the ninja there. Every time it gets back up now, it does go right back down, but Geo stands up, goes for a double Hell Ivy. No stops, though, and only a little damage. Both units still plenty healthy, and a shuriken puts her right back down.
Yeah, these undead are just not going to be able to do it.
It is likely to be a 2-0 here. The Lancer would have to pull something truly miraculous to turn this around, and I don't think it's going to be able to.
Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde, the Pac-Man ghosts, as well as Clyde the Ninja. Clyde actually gets an attack in for once.
Not enough for a kill.
Most of his attacks are kills on himself, so really much better than usual.
This is true. That Lancer is all the way over there, though. Gonna take some time. He is moving back down and goes for a jump, though. But this may take a few turns to see a kill on that Lancer. especially with this auto potion and the defend, only able to do so much damage on a given turn. But Lancer not able to put out a lot of damage in return, though, so... it does have the ability to heal itself quite a bit with item as well, though, so they're gonna have a little trouble putting it down.
Theoretically, the Lancer's job here is to Phoenix down the Ninja, but... well, we've saw how much that helps.
The Shuriken did not hit. I guess it went into the terrain there.
Yep.
A rare miss from a throwing unit, not something you see super duper often.
Lancer getting lower, but the Geomancer is up to help.
Does land a stop on the Piggy. That is, that's not nothing, but is it gonna do anything? Is it gonna make a difference? I don't know.
All it's going to take is one Don't Act proc on that Kami Itachi to send this Lancer to the Shadow Realm. Without his items or his auto potion, it will be only a matter of short time.
Hops to jump on the stopped Piggy. Squire cheers herself up and then picks up a crystal just for funsies.
Does allow her to survive the Geomancy, but not the target. Auto potion up, but the Lancer once again getting pretty low. Having to spend his turn on Mega Potion isn't advancing his strategy any.
I'm glad that missed.
Kami Itachi not quite getting there yet.
Whole team is shelled and protected. No! No! Piggy, what are you doing? Stop it. Just hit him. Just straight dash. Just hit him. Come on, man. Ninja, you just healed him. Come on. Why?
Sometimes that's just how it is. Piggies.
At least the undead will stand up soon, and that'll give the team something to kill.
Didn't take him long. Petrifies the pig. So at least you won't have to worry about that happening again.
Until it is removed.
No petrify for the Lancer, though.
Lancer is protected from that. Has the Genji helmet for stop and petrify. Is vulnerable to frog, but the team doesn't have any frog potential on it, so that is not relevant here.
Straight dash for the near fatal. 50 of it sticks. Kami Itachi is not auto-potioned. Counterflood kills that, so nobody will be distracted by it. It's on you, Samurai.
Come on, bud.
Misfit Somas take it 2-0. Love Colored Magic secures a slot in the top 4. We go now to Love Colored Magic 4 versus Fig 1. Will Fig repeat and take Love Colored Magic's other team down, or will she get her revenge in this match? For Love Colored Magic 4, I drink tea like a girly girl Toho versus Fig 1, whose name I did not write down for some reason. Search function, go. It's time. So for T, we have Yui the Monk with Time Magic, HP Restore, and Equip Armor. Zephyr the Oracle with White Magic, Weapon Guard, and Defense Up with that Whale Whisker for the big 140 rod bonks. Sighton the Thief with Defender, Auto Potion, Equip Sword with the sword skills. Concentrate sword skills, definitely a real thing. And Midori the Geomancer with Steel, Counterflood, and Abandon. Very difficult to hit this Geomancer between the 45 shield evade and the 40 accessory evade. Abandon makes her a tough target. On the other side, Ninja with Item, Throw Item, and Dragon Spirit. And the big Red Shoes Ninja with basic skill, Weapon Guard, and Attack Up. So much damage out of this Ninja, combined with that 40% Weapon Guard. Spellblade, no slouch either. 216 neutral elementals thanks to Magic Attack Up and that enormous stat line. Counterflood available as well. And Victory the Oracle with White Magic Auto Potion and Short Charge. Faith Rod and Rubber Shoes offsetting each other. Which of these two teams has it? Going to large 85. Love Colored Magic commented she did not think that she had what it takes to take down this one. But we'll see if that is in fact the case. That's Fig in the right in black, and Love Colored Magic in red on the left.
Fig's team definitely, well, all the teams at this point very strong, of course, but notably Fig's team here, the favored team for both commentators, actually. Not to try and show bias, but I know certainly Sardek has said that he thinks the team has a very solid chance at winning, and I did have it picked for my top of the bracket as well.
I took one look at that team and was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oof. Counter Flood disabling that ninja. Lightning Stab putting her down the rest of the way, and the other ninja very low as well.
Love Colored Magic proving it is not a fluke that she's this far in the brackets with an early commanding lead against this team. 216, a lot of damage. Counter flooded for 105, but neither of them go down. That counter flood will take that Geo out.
It is a 2-1-3 here already, but full life on the Murder Ninja, though. That is potentially pretty big. If she is in range to do anything, that is going to be real scary.
But another full life coming out on the other side. There's another lightning stab. Takes out the big Geomancer Spellblade. Earth Slash misses. And Murder Ninja manages to not take out a target. That has to be worst compatibility. Pair of full lives on both sides. Big spell being charged there. Stasis Sword, 225. Some of it auto-potioned.
Thief on LCM's side, really tons of damage. Not something you usually see coming out of a Thief. You know, certainly they are typically not known for giant numbers, but that's a very fast, very brutal sword skiller.
Pair of confusions.
Ninja throws a magic shuriken point blank into the rock.
It's a 234 mid-charge.
And a 4 versus 1 confused Ninja. I dare say LCM has this game in the bag.
What an incredible team.
Ninja's not going to go down without a fight, but don't know if he has enough fight in him.
Mixture of high damage and reasonable durability has proven enormous for both of these competitors.
A small map, however, could very well change things. Allowing Fig's team to get in range a little bit faster could be big. Let's find out.
Which love-colored magic game is it that... No, she did have a loss on that one. Never mind. Anyways, we go to small 43. Fig's team suffering its first game loss of the tournament.
Could be about to suffer its first match loss as well. This is definitely a confined map, but not an incredibly small one. So let's see.
Earth Slash for 2 targets. The Ninja immediately getting the party started.
But that is that bad compat there, so not a ton of damage to the Monk, and when the Murder Ninja's not able to one-round a unit, that is real bad.
So it's Sagittarius and Gemini, both females. Sure enough, worst compatibility.
Rough luck for any matchup, a worst compat, but especially when the unit's whole thing is just one-rounding people. Ooh, big hits from the Demon Fire, but part of it taken over, or part of it undone by that auto potion and no status procs.
Looks like a Confused 2 being charged up. Full life brings that ninja back.
Sure enough, there is that Confuse.
Only on the revived ninja, but it goes down to a counter flood on the backside. Secret Fist, but a huge counter flood for 108 comes out.
Ends asleep off of it as well, and giving that Spellblade a couple free actions. Don't know if it's going to be the big brain strat that that they want it to be.
Stop on the Murder Ninja. Pretty huge proc, though.
$216, a vicious counter flood.
And the Ninja taking its own team's Reviver out is pretty big, but it is down to just the Thief versus this Spellblade, and the Thief will not take it down. Thief instead hitting the Ninja and breaking the confusion. letting that one big gusty wind for 162.
Auto potion for 90 of it back though, but the other ninja does get an action immediately afterwards, and this is probably going to be a kill. It sure is. That's 1-1. Going to a game 3.
I think so far in the tournament, this single game is the one I'm looking forward to the most. The deciding game 3 with these two monsters.
Bit of a butt clencher here.
For both of our competitors, probably.
Early shuriken, but most of that damage undone immediately. Monkey is going to be able to move up and counter that with an Earth Slash. 108, but a Dragon Spirit off it.
Ninja gets into range, but doesn't get an attack off. That's not where you want to be there.
Lightning Stab puts that ninja very low, and the ninja is going to die to this local quake, I believe, but does have the re-raise, so we'll be able to get back up here. However, Spellblade in range, only hitting 1 with that because of the elevation difference.
And getting a confuse for her trouble.
Flash heal over the rock, and that confuse could be big. That Spellblade hits real hard, so if she happens to Geomancy her own team, things could look real bad real quick.
Critical hit, not even enough to overcome that worst compatibility.
This monk acting as a massive tank for that Berserk Ninja. Another Dragon Spirit. Lightning Stab going to kill the ninja yet again here.
Paralocal Quakes.
That was a team shot local quake, but that is going to be a full life coming out, I believe. Another power source for the ninja.
Ninja doing a good job keeping himself up. Full life does manage to come out before the confuse too.
Immediately, she is going to go on the Thief, and that is more than enough to kill. Thief not having the compatibility concerns for her. But now 2 units confused on Fig's team.
Thief does get back up with the revive and takes his turn immediately. So Lightning Stab on the ninja, but not enough to delete it.
Critically, though, did not proc the Dragon Spirit either, which means that follow-up Geo kills it, and it is going to stay down. Oh, but a local quake, no confusion issue, and inflicts confusion. Whew. Well, confused too. Just waste some MP because both of them are already confused.
Murder Ninja does manage to take out the monk, but now she's facing down that Thief. And a Geomancer that should be enough to take her out. No, just narrowly fails.
Another confusion on the confused units.
Just having a little confusion party over there.
The Oracle begins to scale the volcano.
What even is being charged? Oh, full life, of course.
That is a lot of MP burned, though.
Big local quake takes out that Geomancer.
Confused Ninja opting to spam Wish here. He does not have the ability to pick anybody up.
That breaks the confusion without killing the Thief. But that Lightning Stab sure kills her.
One is unconfused, but the other is still confused, and that could potentially swing things. The local Quake reconfuses.
But another local Quake takes out the thief. Don't Act lands on the other confused Spellblade. The confusion is broken, but left Don't Acted. She's going to run for a crystal.
Starting to charge something. I presume it's another life or something like that.
Yep.
Because it did say 0%. That was enough to drop the Spellblade very low, but not enough to kill, and she gets a crystal.
Local Quake coming out, but no or no confusion this time, but she gets it on the backswing. Get out of here, you're bugging me.
Wow, that really went down to the wire. Holy shit, what a match.
Indeed. Fig manages to barely squeak it out 2-1. What an incredible fight. I tell you what, these are the moments that really make this tournament series for me. These late tournament winners bracket matches, just always so incredible.
Moving on down to the losers bracket, though certainly a lot of these teams no slouches either.
Yep. We have Aura 3's Anti-Magic Artillery versus Hero 1's Quadruple H. Getting this deep in the losers bracket means you've got plenty more wins than losses, so no slouches down here either.
We will likely see some more players eliminated from the tournament tonight.
8 taking us down to 16 remaining. We have Mage Killer the Archer with Lava Bolt, Basic Skill Counter, and Attack Up. Magic Eater the Wizard with Yin Yang Magic, Counter Magic, and Equip Shield. Nethicite the Summoner with Time Magic, Counter Throw, and Magic Attack Up. And Reflected Glory the Spellblade with Elemental, Counter Flood, and Overflow. On the other side, for Quadruple H, we have Mr. Zoom the Chemist with Steel, Dragon Spirit, and Equip Shield. Mrs. Zoom the Ninja with Basic Skill, MP, Switch, and Guts. Heroine the Spellblade with Elemental, Counter Flood, and Overflow. 20 MA, gonna do some pretty big hits with that. And Hero the Geomancer with Punch Art, Weapon Guard, and Martial Arts. Getting that 19 PA Martial Arts with a whopping 40% Weapon Guard off the Golemax. We go to large 45 to begin this match.
Quite a few people are only left in the losers bracket. And a lot of people only have one team in it at that.
But a big reversal on this winner's bracket. Love Colored Magic going from 50% of the winner's bracket to Fig being 50% of the winner's bracket.
Chain Lightning not enough to finish that ninja off. MP Switch eating that damage.
MP Switch, ever a classic.
Shiva, however, should have no trouble finishing her. Sure does not.
Phoenix Down brings her right back, though. And she gets the turn to defy pain, and it's like it never happened. Spellblade teleports down off her perch and goes for a carve model.
No kill, no proc, though, but she is pretty low. Carve model in return, though. Lots of damage. And a counter carve model.
Wave Fist does take her out, though. Time Strike finishes off that chemist in a hurry. And Wizard and Summoner now going for big spells themselves. Looking like a revive out of the Summoner. Wizard is mid-charged out, though. Fairy does not land. But the Ninja goes down immediately, so it is a 2-on-2. Carve Model takes out the Archer. Wave Fist takes out the Summoner. And there it is. Quadruple H takes game 1.
Ara 3 is at the very end of its tournament life, potentially, here. Though Ara does have one other team in the tournament still.
Which is Ara's favorite team that he believes is his best one, so... Not too big a hit if this one drops out here. But don't count those chickens yet. Still got another map, maybe even 2 to play out.
This map certainly splitting things up just a little bit more. Could potentially work out in Ara's favor, but we'll have to see. Shuriken, oh, the counter. Good counter from that Archer.
And a Chain Lightning misses the Archer and damages the Chemist, meaning that Time Strike should be lethal. Sure is. And a Moogle comes out to heal the Archer. Ninja has to defy pain, and that gambit looks to have not paid off. Are in a commanding lead on that side of the field. Wizard charging a 145 spell, probably an explosion. But the Ninja having none of that. Wizard goes down.
But here, decent damage to the Spell Blade, not enough though, but it may make this Kama Itachi. Ooh, does stick a Don't Act, not quite enough to kill, but damn near.
And really, the Don't Act is all you need from that spell anyways. Ninja going for the Archer instead of the Wizard. And a Wave Fist misses the Summoner. That's going to be big. Wizard charging and running, but will it go off before the Ninja takes him out? Sure doesn't. No, Shuriken on the Summoner on the other side. The Wizard will get her spell off. Kami Itachi with a don't...
MP switch. Oh, there's the big flare too. No MP to stop it.
159, but she is don't acted and super low. Repeating Fist for 280. Near fatals the Spellblade. But Wizard picks up a crystal. A Guts saves the Ninja.
She is just sitting at 1 HP, not able to do anything. It does mean that it's going to take one more action to take her down.
Wave Fist wears off.
Interesting, she did not defy pain on her previous action, but she certainly
She was
did
don't
on that
acted.
one. Oh, yeah. Derp.
Dark Holy. Not quite enough. And that chakra heals almost all of it back. This ninja's going to make short work of the Wizard. He will at least get a kill, or she will at least get a kill on her way out, but that ninja is out for blood. And target ensures it.
Alright, Hero 1 moves on 2-0, and Ara 3 is out.
Yep. We go down now to SpringSkipper 4 versus Ludo 2. Poker Trainer Carl wants to battle versus iCast. If I recall correctly, Spring was saying that Poke Trainer Carl was the one expected to not last all that long, but here we are.
Both players do have another team in the tourney still. We did see Spring's other team earlier get sent to the losers from the winners, but he is safe for the evening.
I think it was Brad, actually, now that I'm looking at this. I think it was the Behemoth team that he was saying that about. So for Carl, we have Roadburn Rex and Mr. Blister, the Grenades, Triple Flame. Phil Phoenix, Red Chocobo, who was doing such an admirable job last night, keeping himself up while fighting 2 other opponents. And Poke Trainer Carl with a Mage Masher and Escutcheon 2 for the defense, Sing Regenerator, and Defense Up. On the other side, we have iCast from Ludo. iCast Wonderwall, Singing with Barrier, Defense Up, and a Book. iCast Fist with 2 swords, HP Restore, and Red Shoes. HP Restore for if those red shoes get destroyed. Mudslide the Lancer with Punch Art, Martial Arts, and Weapon Guard. And Vor the Aribo with Please Eat. We go to 125. Please Eat on the Lancer, ineffective. Poke Trainer Carl on the right, Ludo on the left.
Berserk Dancer moves up, but not close enough to do anything just yet. Everybody taking just a little time to move up.
Getting the early battle songs. One for the Piggy, but none for the Lancers. And of course that...
triple.
Speaking of triple...
Oof, one Lancer down quick. Piggy going to attempt to please eat for a second time, and it does take.
And triple battle song on that one, leading to a 225 Earth Slash. Phoenix down for the dead Lancer, who immediately goes and gets his punch on. 198 damage to that grenade, but immediately healed by his buddy. Last song for 3.
Another triple last song.
But no hits on that triple flame. Lancer's going to go down to that Choco Meteor.
Carl continues to sing. He does move up, putting himself in a little bit of peril. Eats an Earth Slash, but not a lot of damage.
Please Eat coming out for the Chemist. And a Power Source does 90 to the grenade.
Another triple quick. Some wild luck from that last song this game.
It's our first time seeing last song in these fights, and man, is it proven to be effective.
Chocobo heals just itself.
Spin Fist, that has to be worst between the Lancer and the Squire. Near fatal from that, and looks like the straight dash gonna finish it off. There goes one grenade.
Well, even the compat aside, Carl does have E2 for defend as well as defense up.
One big hit to the chemist, and one huge hit takes out the pig. Wavefist takes out the other grenade, and it is just the chocobo. But that takes out the squire.
Just one Lancer, and he not only has to take both of these units down, but do it before the bombs come up. That is going to be a tough call. Not sure he's going to be able to do it.
Well, the chemist has the re-raise, so... Knight gets to spin fist here. That is near fatal for the chocobo. Choco cure, but probably still in range of the Lancer. No, that 45 probably takes it just outside. But Chemist is going to start bringing people back up.
Pig moves back, not going to do anything. There's one crystal. Lancer goes for the Squire. 54 damage, not going to do a lot. He's going to eat that Choco Meteor too. Both teams could potentially still take it, but I do think I'm going to give the edge to Carl here at the moment.
So that's Aquarius and Leo. They are, in fact, worst compatibility.
Yeah, worst E2 and defense up.
Yeah, I mean, going from doing like 200s to doing 50, that's stacking a lot of malices. So really, really lucky in Carl's favor that one of the primary DPS of the other team is worst with his most important member.
Bombs are on the verge of getting back up here, and that could spell trouble.
Yep, with one of their units already out and Carl's team about to be back at full strength, that is not where you want to be if you're Ludo.
So that being said, Ludo's team did just recover pretty well in the last round here. So we've still got just a little bit of match ahead of us.
That last song continuing to be an enormous menace. Lancer goes for the revive instead of a spin fist. But
There's
Rex
one bomb.
gonna take some time to do some triple flamin'. Miss, hits the Lancer, and kills the Chemist. The other does not get up.
Pig goes for the Chocobo. If there was a chance the Pig could have taken down the Squire or something like that, then maybe we could see a turnaround, but especially not with that 3 turns there off of that last song. Wow. Last song really, really coming in clutch here.
As much for the extra turns on the Chocobo as for the extra turns on the bomb. That Chocobo is just proving super solid. Squire, fortunately or not able to do any physical damage. Wavefist takes out the Chocobo.
Straight Dash gonna drop this bomb to 1 HP. I don't know if that was a guts or what.
It was. Triple flame, miss, and miss. The other grenade failing to get up twice to give him the time to get set up has been huge for Ludo. And missing when it counts. And the last song misses both of them. Luck turning exactly Ludo's way. That grenade goes back down, and there's a revival just at the last second for the chemist.
Ludo may just squeak this one out still.
Last song does get a pair of quicks.
That bomb sitting at 1 HP, sitting over there, does not want to move in range. Squire moving closer to the bomb, though, could mean the bomb potentially does something.
It's really all about this Aribo. The Aribo is the only one that can meaningfully damage the Squire.
Chocobo is going to crystallize here in a moment. Now, the other bomb is down to 2. And we are going to start seeing more songs come through.
Chocobo is out.
This battle song does put an eventual clock on the game.
Poke Trainer Carl, bad luck, just keeps getting himself and no one else. And the Aribo is starting the hunt. Nose breath.
Gets a charm instead of starting to tick down some damage. That does mean that the bomb's going to start doing things, it looks like. The other bomb not far from being able to get back up here.
Last song allows the power source to take that bomb out, but no, Guts once more. But Wish will finish it off. That's one way to do it.
Other bombs back up, but a charmed Carl means we're not going to see any last songs.
At least not for the grenades. Pig goes down.
And I do not believe the bomb is going to attempt to break the charm because I don't think it has anything that won't just murder Carl.
Well, that'll do it.
Oh, Lancer. I don't know about that one, buddy. I don't think that was the play.
Lancer does take out the other grenade, though.
Night, Baron.
Battle Song's starting to stack up. Worst compatibility or not, that's going to be real damage. But the Piggy goes down and stays out. Quick gives him a second shot, but he botches it. Lancer is making a concerted run at Carl now.
Carl is poised to pick up a crystal there. But he does not. He opts to walk through the... Alright, man.
Power source
on Carl, 135. He's getting real low here.
117 Wave Fist. But both bombs are back up now. Hits the Lancer, but doesn't kill. Last song only getting 7 hit point Carl.
But he picks up a crystal for 345. Yikes.
$180 for the Lancer, but it's not a lot. Big enough Wave Fist to one-shot that grenade, though. And the last song doesn't convert this time. Going for a big triple flame on the Chemist. Does land the kill. The Lancer's going to take him back out in revenge. Nope. Critical quick off the guts. And Lancer goes down. Poke Trainer Carl makes it out alive.
Wow.
Twists and turns there. Small Map 13 coming up next. Carl's super lucky to be drawing the fire of that Lancer.
A much smaller map here certainly could make a big difference. It does mean the triple flames are going to be very deadly, but it does also mean that the Lancers are going to be able to close the gap a lot sooner, and who knows, the Berserk Lancer might not just die and get crystallized very quickly.
Power source right off, starting the damage on the bombs. Triple Flame one-shots the pig, as it does.
But the Berserker is up in the bomb's face. Misses the second punch, though.
Triple Flame. Triple miss. Lancer elects to revive the pig rather than doing damage.
Not unsurprising, given that he has not had a lot of PA boosts yet. Another triple last song. Wow.
But that was a huge whiff on the Triple Flame, only hitting one and not getting a kill.
It's a dead Chemist and
He has a Mage Masher, it damages MP.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, piggies don't have MP switch.
Miss. Hit. Lancer is out for the moment.
There's a Lancer and a Chemist dead already. I do think Carl's in the driver's seat here.
That critical quick all but ensures it. Lancer down.
It's just a weakened piggy. And a re-raised Lancer, who gets the other Lancer up as well.
But with that Chocobo around to anti-sandbag, that's going to be all she wrote. That is not the revival pig. So will not be long now. And sure enough, there it is.
Carl takes it 2-0. And Ludo's second team is eliminated.
We go to Kjata 4 versus Break 2 next.
I'm going to take just one moment and feed my dog while you introduce these teams.
Yep. For Kjata 2, one of our two Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles teams. The other one coming 2 matches later. So for now, TMNT featuring Leonardo the Ninja with Basic Skill Hamido and Equip Katana. Raphael the Ninja with Strength and Earth and those Earth Knives, Punch Art, Counter Throw, and Martial Arts. Michelangelo with the Flame Whips with Item, Caution, and Throw Item. Also Angel Ring. And Donatello the Ninja, Double Dragon Whisker. This one does a whole lot of damage and has the Weapon Guard to back it up with Steel as well. On the other side, for NBA Jam, we have Showtime the Time Mage with Black Magic and Short Charge. Hang Time the Monk with basic skill Hamido and equip bows. This has proven extremely good against the ninja heavy throw meta. Jam Extreme the Lancer with item, weapon guard, and abandon. And Fire Edition the Red Chocobo. Notably, it's your time to shine, Hang Time. There are 4 ninjas on the other team, 2 of which can throw at you. Show them your Hamidos. With the lowest hit points even lower than the mage, Hang Time is poised to be the primary target of those throws. So let's see if that works out for him. Large 106 coming up. TMNT on the right, or on the bottom, and NBA Jam up on top. Hi, Aura. You have Butcher and 3 Sides of Meat coming up in 5 matches. Haste 2 with only 1 target. Not exactly where you want to be. This map just a maze of terrain. Super difficult. You did in fact miss that, Aura. It was versus Heroes Quadruple H. That was 2 matches ago. Triple Haste, much better. Throwstone on the Chocobo. Making sure to chakra up the Time Mage's MP. And now the Lancer begins with a jump. NBA Jam starting to get the attacks off. Shuriken mid-charges, but does not finish off the Time Mage. Lets her get off that Haste 2, but it catches a ninja in its wake.
Hasted ninja, not necessarily what you want to see, and there's a proc from Donnie.
But down goes one of the turtles.
Second turtle may be soon to follow, but you do have one of them back up with that Phoenix down.
That one more durable than his brother. Then the Monk coming out with Chakra to get the Time Mage back into the fight. But another Chakra on the other side heals up that ninja too. Donnie takes that Time Mage right out.
Ninjas are in a great spot here.
Lancer goes for a Phoenix down on the Chocobo, who goes with Choco Cure, but that Lancer is in a real precarious spot now. Target from 1, can't evade that.
300 damage from that double target.
117 on the revenge kill, though. Pulls a Phoenix down instead of an attack. The Lancer power sources itself back instead of going aggressive, and then moves out of the line of fire. Raphael healing instead of electing to go offensive, and Donnie throwing a lightning ball at the Chocobo. That's not going to be enough. Another target takes the Lancer out. Red Chocobo with a revenge 152 kill.
It's good damage, but Rink's team has an uphill battle ahead of it.
Shuriken there, no good. Donnie does not get the procs on the Monk, but that Wave Fist is enough to end it. Game 1 goes to TMNT. We go to 77 small next. Of course, our Ninja Turtles on the left in green, and NBA Jam in the right on white. Earth Slash misses, and a critical knocks him off, but leaves him still at 31, so he can Mega Potion his way back up.
For a team that does not care about MP, Mega Potion, just a budget version of Power Source, does work out pretty well JP-wise.
Yeah, Power Source is definitely an investment, but it is worth every JP. Proc misses.
Double stab and a proc.
And Chocobo survives it. Gets the regenerator. Big triple haste there. Power play for NBA Jam for the moment. Raphael with the Earth Slash does not do enough to take out half of Showtime's HP. Chocobo going for a Meteor. Takes down another Ninja.
It does look like Break might just turn this one around. We might be going to a Game 3 here. Turtles aren't out just yet, but they are also getting a little low here. That big haste that came out just a couple ticks ago does go a long way towards evening the speed difference between ninjas and other units.
The proc misses, but the second swing is all he needed. An immediate revive follows, though. Choco Meteor for near fatal. Raphael's gonna have to chakra and run, but that's not enough to survive another hit. The whack from the Time Mage misses, though. And a Phoenix down just in time.
Brings up the fourth turtle, but he is real low. Oh, and a shot from downtown from the monk. Stab from the Lancer, and two ninjas go down quick. Time Mage goes down as well. But another Choco Meteor, and yeah, Break still has a decent chance here.
Michelangelo runs off back, and Hang Time the monk, also reviving a friend. Defy Pain, so it is a full 3 against 4. Jam Extreme takes out Donnie just before his turn. That's huge. One does come back up, but Donatello being in that spot he is, and that monk just raining fire down, looking much better for Break than it was last round.
Oof, a throw stone for 180. The Time Mage just brought right back up. That is a hefty rock.
And it is just down to 1 now.
Speaking of hefty rocks, yeah, that Choco Meteor finishing things off.
A regen on the Time Mage instead of killing Leonardo lets him get off the Defy Pain. He's got a foothold back in this match again over it.
It is a 4-on-2 for the moment. Choco Meteor can't one-shot anything, but yeah, and it does look like one of the turtles is going to crystallize here in a moment too. So
Haste 2 comes out, and the first shot misses. Three turtles are up, but it looks like they cannot save Donatello. That's going to be a big hit to their damage.
Leo with the 300 damage target, though. Chocobo's real low. But goes down in return. He's caught out of position there.
Another 2 turtles down, and with Donnie crystallizing, that's going to be huge advantage for Break. Chocobo heals and repositions. It is just Mike and his Phoenix downs.
He has has kept his team in the game for a hot minute now, though.
Well, Leo getting that Defy Pain, definitely good at wasting NBA Jam's time.
War, not a skill we have seen come out very often. The ninjas are being cornered here, though.
Does not have the revival that Michelangelo does. Elects to go with a target instead of a wish.
Could have also Defy Pain, but nope, he just really wanted that Time Mage dead. That will do it. Break ties it up 1-1.
And we'll go to medium 116 for the decider. The arena.
That is a very quick 240 to the monk. Not enough to kill, but is enough to near fatal. Earth Slash 132 to the Time Mage. Monk has to use his turn Defying Pain.
Shuriken for the Chocobo. Just a tiny chain lightning there. But it does allow the Choco Meteor to near fatal that ninja. But
Here's Donnie.
Yep.
Counter throw on the jump, but it's guarded. There's another 240 to that monk.
Just
and it is enough
narrowly
to kill.
enough. After the Defy Pain was just 4 over what was necessary.
It is already a 2-on-4 here. Mancer's going to be able to pick the Time Mage back up, but sandbagging this early, not necessarily ideal.
Especially not with the ninjas this healthy.
Chocobo dead as well, and that is probably going to be about it here.
NBA Jam put up a valiant fight throughout this bracket. It's done some really excellent matches, but it looks like it meets its end at the hand of the Turtles.
And damn it, I've said it before, but the Bowmunk is just such a wild fucking unit. It's incredible. It's an amazing unit, and it has really actually done so much better than I thought it was gonna do.
It does give me a few ideas. Not for team building, but for numbers changes on things to open up some new archetypes. Got me thinking about just equip bow and how it works, and just maybe some things that we can see going into the future.
Evening, Soul. I mentioned earlier before you were here, I did want to say, by the way, you did a very solid job at commentary yesterday. Like, you know, for your first time hopping in, like, you did great. It was really cool to have you on comms.
That was pretty much the agreement from the whole chat, so not just Korremar, that comes from all of us. Going now to the next match, we have Coppola versus Paffey, your Final Fantasy versus Down to Clown. Oh, Simmon, you're going to have to watch the VOD. You don't just want the answers to that. All of the 4 winners bracket matches were incredible. Like, especially LCM versus Fig. Both of them incredibly close, drawn-out matches. And not drawn out from, like, we're getting bored watching it. They were fighting every second of the way.
Serious nail-biters.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. But anyways, for now, we go to Coppola and Paffey, your Final Fantasy versus Down to Clown.
This is Coppola's last team in the tourney. Paffey is, of course, Paddy and Kaffe. Paddy has no more teams in here. Kaffe does still have one coming a little bit later tonight.
I do love that team's name, too. Vulgar Display of Power, named after a
sick.
Pantera album, but man, what an awesome name for a team. Yes, I did answer. Could you drop down into chat to relay that for me, Korremar? Anyways, for your Final Fantasy, we have Shadow the Ninja, Double Sasuke Knife, Item Attack Up, and Dragon Spirit. Kane the Lancer, with Talk Skill, Damage Split, and Magic Defend Up. Yuna the Summoner with Item, Weapon Guard, and Short Charge. And Ash the Time Mage with White Magic, half of MP, and Float. On the other side, we have, Paddy 1 is in fact in the loser's bracket. Yes, he's after Kaffe 3. They're the last two matches. For Paffey, we have Clown the Time Mage with Summon Magic, Critical Quick, and Short Charge. Ringmaster the Aribo with Please Eat. Juggler the Ninja with Item, Catch, and Throw Item. And Strongman the Ninja with Red Shoes, Weapon Guard, and Equip Armor. We go to Large 40.
Early Water Ball, Ninja to Ninja, but a Dragon Spirit is going to make sure that Ninja gets back up. 180, huge swing. Oh, and a Please Eat on the Berserk Ninja. That is a terror of a unit.
You know, I wonder how much additional Hamido we're going to be seeing next month after how many Berserk Ninjas we've seen. Seems like the kind of thing that's really good until people remember Hamido exists, and then really not so great.
We did see that that poor Berserk Ninja in the earlier match just get absolutely blasted by that Samurai over and over.
That was hilarious. Anyways, Power Source for Juggler. And a Mega Potion for Shadow.
Here comes the Berserk Tasted Ninja. Ooh, and a damage split, bouncing 95 back, and the second strike is guarded. Do believe this ninja is going to go down here shortly. Not a lot of damage. Will this wholly finish it off, though? It sure does. Protect and Shell not enough to have it weather that many hits.
It's not a lot of damage, but it's not no damage. As has previously been mentioned to my chat, but maybe not to the arena chat, I decided that Holy was, well, aside from being the best offensive spell, probably not great giving to the best defensive job set. So Real Holy was removed, and that one was replaced with something a lot weaker in the kit. avoidable and lower damage. Because why do we want a secondary that is on every single team to have the best offense and the best defense? It just seems, I don't know, like a no-brainer, and I want less of those. Anyways, Juggler going for the Shuriken mid-charge takes that Time Mage right out.
276, that is a lot of damage on that throw.
Fairy brings up the Anger Ninja. Lightning Ball takes her out, but she has the re-raise. She will be back.
Ninja's about to have it as well. He's giving that M barrier buff, of course, and a power source as well. That Ninja is sitting pretty, though only 201. Even with Protect, he is still a bit fragile.
Time Mage gets out of there, but that Ninja is having none of that. Shuriken takes her right back down. She does come up with the Phoenix down, and the Pleasy misses. Nonetheless, down to Clown, still in a pretty commanding position. Shadow the Ninja still just ruining that Time Mage. Pleasy just not having a good day right now. Ringmaster the Aribo trying to get something going, but the rest of the team having nothing to do with it.
But that will finish that. That is a win for Paffey. Coppola won is one match, or on the end of its match life here potentially.
Going to small 104 next. The Misspelled Residence. I believe this is the outside version. Nope, inside. Right, the outside's the medium map. I knew that. Or large. Not small, though. Either way, Ninja, right out of the gate, big damage to the Time Mage. But suffers big damage from the other Ninja himself. Straight Dash is not guarded, but is damage split. Preach for re-raise on that near-dead Time Mage. She'll drop a haste 1 and stay in her corner. I guess that was a rejuve but not a haste. Shiva comes out, interrupting the other Time Mage and killing her before her spell goes off. Ninja power source. Shuriken takes out the pig. Strongman just short of being able to get into range to attack. Your Final Fantasy definitely turning it around. Much better start than last round.
That Holy, though, not doing a ton to Juggler. Juggler is going to Phoenix down the Time Mage rather than going for a kill with a Shuriken.
Double weapon guard, Ninja on Ninja. That's pretty big. And Shiva's going to take out both of them. Thanks to the damage from the Holy. Strongman does get one, but it's a 3 versus him. That's probably not going to work out in his favor.
Can't weapon guard that spear, certainly.
Not in the back.
Shadow gets the turn immediately after getting up, and that ties it up 1-1.
We go to medium 42 for the decider. We have had a lot of game 3s tonight.
Sure have.
More than not, in fact. Shuriken is caught. Juggler doing what he does and throwing and catching dangerous objects. Ash going for what looks to be a haste 2 there. Haste 2 on the other side. Gets the pig and the time mage. It looks like Juggler is going to be addressing that Shiva. Takes her out before it can come out. But a Shuriken one-shots the time mage.
154 stab from the Lancer. Decent damage, but not enough to bring that ninja low at all. 2 steps for 190, though, more than enough to kill the other.
A revival coming out of the time mage, and she does not get mid-charged. Please eat does not land. Juggler is still going to be regular speed. But a Shuriken mid-charge takes out the time mage before her life lands, and it is just Kane now. He does evade the first hit from Strongman, and damage splits the other.
Still looking a little healthier than one would expect, but not for too long. Well, a nose breath is going to prolong things just a little.
Well, Strongman doesn't care about any of that. There it is. The clowns continue on, and your Final Fantasy is out of this event. We go now to Korremar 2 versus Fig 2, the Scales of Justice versus Cowabunga.
All right, my team's into back-to-back matches here, and 2 losses would mean I am out. Let's see if I can stay in tonight or not. The Scales of Justice, we have Kinsey the Lancer. E2 for that defense, martial arts, and fist for lots of damage, PA save as well, move HP up to keep her nice and healthy. Next up, we have Schmidt the Archer, Perseus Bow with Overflow, can get those huge procs, counter as well, an item for a little bit of support.
He's no monk.
No, not quite. Bristol the Squire, the Lava Bolt, Abandon HP Restore, Genji Shield Thief. He is pretty damn hard to kill. He's got a lot of evasion. And bringing up the rear, Beck the Uribo with that Please Eat.
On the other side, for Cowabunga, the other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles team, we have Michelangelo the Uribo with Please Eat. Leonardo the Spellblade with Basic Skill, Damage Split, and Attack Up. This is a sword skiller, does quite a big punch there. Donatello the Spellblade. This is the 20 PA martial arts punch art, with counter flood as well. And April the Chemist with Steel, Dragon Spirit, and Guts. Best of luck to you. I lost all 3 of my teams one after another yesterday. So, the commentator's curse.
Here's hoping.
59 to start. Okay, so I did properly do that. Oh, this map.
A nice big map. Could mean that the archers do have a lot of chance to take some early pot shots.
And the way that this map log jams, if the archer doesn't get out ahead of the group from having too much move, it really has the ability to just keep raining fire down on the enemy team.
Please Eat does not take on the Scales of Justice and does land on the on Fig's team.
Cowabunga.
Archer does get a shot off, but no proc and a damage split means that's not going to do a hell of a lot. Second shot, though, for 180, but split again.
They're standing right by each other for... well, couldn't Earth Slash them both, but would have been possible to Stasis Sword them both were they not, you know, one of them dead to a Wave Fist.
And the Lancer gets punched, or the Lancer gets punch blocked. Yeah, Scales are falling apart real fast here. This is not looking good. Please Eat does land on the Lancer, but the Lancer really depending on scaling with that PA save and just too much damage coming out from Fig's team. Not going to get a chance to do that more than maybe once. Squire gets back up. It is going to be put back down here in just a moment. Lightning Stab will get one kill. Oh, actually does not get any kills. The Squire did block it.
Charm on the Aribo.
Fig, this is rude, man. The pig committing cannibalism as the other offers meat to it. Wish does bring the archer back up, and he, of course, archers are a little bit more able to act when low. The archer guards, the Squire does not. This lightning stab is going to put the archer down, though.
Well, the archer was immune to it because it's earth and it's floating.
Oh, yeah, good point, huh?
April, have some pizza.
The chemist refuses either of the Please Eats.
I've seen some videos, and that's not how it usually goes.
Lancer is miraculously still standing, but probably not for too long. A throw stone in the back does give her another chance to PA save here. One Spellblade breaks the charm on the pig, and a Wave Fist, though, is going to finish that pig off.
Nose Breath misses on the Lancer.
Wave Fist for 112, not terrible damage, but half of it split back. Things just not looking great for the Scales here.
Definitely a 7 on the Bristol scale today.
Bagwhack giving yet another PA save. The Lancer is scaling, but it's just going to be far too little, far too late.
248 Wave Fist takes her to near fatal. She does get that PA. And a 270 Wave Fist back. But the Counter Flood ends it. And I can't check her PA because match is over.
PA doesn't matter when your HP is 0. Scales lose the first game.
We'll go now to the military auditorium. Anybody have Ignore Height or Fly? Can get up in the rafters and cause some mischief.
Please Eat on Fig's team does take again. Let's see if it actually lands on my team this time. It sure does. Archer gets an action, and an early proc could change things, but it does not get a proc yet again, and triggers the Dragon Spirit. Rough luck. But a Temporal Strike, 200 damage is a lot, and the Counter Flood does nothing.
Is that just a small wave fist, or was that a guts?
Good question.
18, just a small wave fist.
That was not a small chakra, however, 150. Archer does get another turn here, but not... wow! Really rough luck not getting the procs on that bow.
Charm on the Lancers, pretty brutal.
Chemist goes down. Lancer is going to move over, though, and punch the Archer for 120. Archer does Phoenix down the Squire. Squire is, of course, low HP, so is going to die to this lightning stab here. No, he guards it.
Doesn't guard that, though.
With no luck on the bow procs, this game is just about over before it started.
Another charm.
And that is a charm in my favor this time, so...
And the Archer stands up.
So Lancer breaking the charm immediately. What are you doing, Lancer? You're killing me.
Well, she was charmed, so... doing what she was supposed to, actually.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. Luck absolutely not working out for me in this set. Just a matter of time. It is a 4-on-2 charmed unit, so just waiting for the charms to wear off.
Not even waiting for that one. The luck continuing, a missed wish.
Absolutely brutal. Jesus. That is the Lancer down, and the scales are out.
Cowabunga takes it 2-0. Well, maybe the next iteration goes a little better.
GG Fig. Now it is time for Lunch Rush versus Ludo's Team 3.
I will say Lunch Rush is definitely the crown jewel of your teams this month.
Fair enough. We have Matheson, the 14-speed start haste time magic thief. Does have catch to prevent other really fast throwers from taking him out. And of course has that big haste too. Ragusia the Squire does have Nagrarok and Buckler with Weapon Guard and Abandon. Very hard to kill, and has throws with 13 speed for some good damage coming out. We have Weissman the Archer, the Ultimus Bow, Hamido, and Attack Up, a real rough hitter there. And bringing up the rear, we have Lagerstrom the Time Mage, Mace of Zeus, of course, HP Restore and Guts, move MP up to keep him casting.
On the other side, for Ludo 3, the darkness stares back. Octopus Servant the Ninja with MP Switch and Guts, with this whole team with Dracula Mantles to heal off of the Blood Ritual from the Bloodstalker. Instant speed 240 heal, nothing to laugh at. Ninja here. Testic the Geomancer with White Magic, Weapon Guard, and Defense up, with an E2 for defense, and of course the typical Nagrarok that we all know and love. Bush the Bloodstalker with that Blood Ritual, and Sue Don't RMRF. This Spellblade with an 18 MA draw out and magic attack up instead of the Spellbladery of last month's pseudo RMRF. Go to large map 30.
Wow, Ara, what the hell, man?
I think he's just afraid of lunch rush.
There is the Haste 2, of course, comes out before anybody else gets an action.
It's going to be great if, like, Ludo does get forward just like you asked, and then he just bends you over the table.
There's a Chalker to restore some MP on that Thief as well. Thief is going to move up, not close enough to start doing anything just yet. Masa coming out from Ara's team, landing 2 hastes, not too bad.
Yeah, you'll be facing the winner of Soul 1 and Paddy 1, so...
Weissman moving up, but not moving up and actually doing anything just yet. Wait, caught? That was... Why did... What?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to look into why it said that, but I don't think it actually had anything to do with catching. I'm going to run this match through a debugger tonight and see if I can make that happen again.
There's a big slow 2 coming out, and it lands on 2, does not land on the Spellblade. She is still nice and fast, and there's a Cheery. That is a rough break for me. 3 kills there.
Including the Spellblade herself.
Blizzard puts the Thief right back down, though. Does silence the Archer. That's not anything. Shuriken into the Tonberry brings it a little lower, but a wounded Tonberry is a dangerous target. Ragusia getting yet another action. Another 156. Drops the Tonberry very low here. Spellblade gets up with a re-raise, though.
Guts Meat Bone. Gotta happen to somebody.
Curse Strike on the Tonberry, though, so Poison puts it down.
Yeah, can't guts that. Worth noting, Sicken, very good answer to guts.
Revive picking the Thief up yet again. Ragusia still getting turn after turn, of course. Magic Shuriken for 130, but does proc another re-raise. Geo moves up, and unfortunately, the Archer and Thief are close to each other, so they both eat a hit. But the Time Mage is finally back up, and he is going to start a cast. Will he get it off? Nope, that Kiku prevents it. Archer picks up the crystal, so he is a bit healthier after eating those repeated geomancies. Thief gets an action and is going to move up and put the Spellblade down. She is re-raised, but that does mean she's down currently. Life on the Tonberry, plenty dangerous. 173 is a lot of HP, and Guts always an option.
Can't
like
repo that, though.
Oh, the sprite with the Tonberry holding the lantern up. That's really cute.
Bonk.
Procs a meat bone again. But goes down.
Tries to shoot through the Spellblade and misses.
Deathspell removing the Despair from the Tonberry. Ooh, not really what I want Matheson to do there. Or not Matheson, Ragusia. Chakra to... why is everybody clumping up? Come on, guys, what are you doing? Hey, no meat bone that time.
And they're blocking off anybody from reaching the thief.
That is a... Ooh, guards the grudge. Rejuve, though, does not feel great. A little bit of damage and a big heal for the team. That's going to be another Haste 2 coming out.
And Tonberry taken out at range, the only safe way.
Kiku getting a double kill, though. The thief only hastes himself. Being the last... Oh, nope. He does haste the Spellblade as well. Slow coming out for the Spellblade, but the Geo is going to get a turn here and kills the thief. Ugh. Yikes.
Yikers. Small 43 coming out next.
My tournament life is on the line here. Let's hope that my units make a little bit better choices than they did in that first match there.
Boat.
Haste 2, of course. Magic Shuriken, and he does not catch it, unfortunately. And a guarded Shuriken in return. Missing the bow. Whoa. What is with my luck? This is rough for Lunch Rush. Steelheart does land, though. Here's a Confused 2 coming through.
Certainly the better end of the luck on that.
But a Demon Fire breaking the Confuse and Charm. Everyone's Grudge for 0 breaking the Jesus.
Breaking the Jesus. Yeah, Bloodstalker proving to be a really versatile unit, apparently.
Time Mage beginning to charge a Petrify, but a Shuriken takes it out.
You might not have Fig, but the AI sure did. Fucking AI knows everything. It's unbelievable.
Ninja gets a Defy Pain.
There's a healing blood ritual there.
Ragusia being stuck in critical over there is real bad for my team
Hamido
as well.
off the throw. Aw. Yeah, there it is. He's defending.
That's really good.
I love these monster defense sprites. MP switch there.
Ragusia moving even farther back.
Defy Pain from Octopus Servant.
It's only a matter of time here. Time Mage is going to come back up shortly, but with a weakened Undead cowering in the corner, things just not looking great. Another Hamido drops the Ninja low yet again. And another miss! That is the third guarded shot from that Ninja. The Squire continuing to run, not opting to throw with his turns at all.
Had to get out of rejuve range. It's only 59%, so I guess it's not that surprising. He went to throw for the heal and the Hamido.
All right, and a non-stop string of bad luck, and Lunch Rush is out, and with it, my chance at the tourney.
Yeah, that's how I felt a couple nights ago. So I feel your pain there. Kaffe 3 versus R1.
Ultimate.
Vulgar display of power versus a butcher and 3 sides of meat. If you will excuse me for just 1 second. Alright, so we are currently in... Let's see. We are in loser's bracket round 4. So Ara will have to win his next 3 matches to win his bet with me about when this team goes out. Anyways, vulgar display of power featuring Mind Flare. Squire with item attack up and weapon guard. Big damage on that Golem axe. Rex the Cockatoris. And Vinnie Paul the Wizard with white magic, HP restore, and guts. Although neither of us are gentlemen, Ara, I believe a gentleman's wager was what it was, given no stakes were ever set. On the other side, a butcher, and his 3 sides of meat: beef, impossible, and soylent. Bloodstalker King Behemoth, Taiju, and the Lava Bolt Archer with item, throw item, and counter. Go to large map 100. Nice, Fig. Nice. Ara's a gentleman, and he has the fedora to prove it.
The Sardek.
What's that now? I heard my name.
No. you said fedora, and I said Masardek.
God damn it. Anyways, units moving in. We don't get to see this map all that often. Petrify right out. Gets the beef.
Did Ara bring soft this time? He did. I'm well aware of that, actually. The Archer goes for a shot to kill the Wizard rather than softing the Behemoth. And the Butcher is petrified as well.
Probably better to kill the charging Wizard than to soft the existing Behemoth. Like, I do think that's the way to go. Tailwind for the Squire. And we've seen this before.
The mind-controlled tree. It is looking a little rough for this Archer here. Archer's not in a great spot. Does soft the Behemoth, though. Just in time for the Behemoth to lose its MP to that Leaf Dance.
Fortunately, doesn't use it for anything other than defense, so... Target for 140. Stabbing up the bird.
But the bird is not near fatal and does CT save for another action immediately. Goes for a re-petrify on the Behemoth, and it does stick.
Aqualung takes the Archer near fatal. She does have the power source for herself, but that's not a soft. And she has to retreat even farther back.
haste, continually refreshing haste on itself, of course.
Target.
Squire moves up, target onto the archer. That is gonna drop it to just the tree, waiting for the charm to wear off, of course, but that does mean that the tree is gonna go ahead and Spirit of Life and not do anything with that. Here's another gaze. Does not land, though.
We'll use gaze on charmed people, though. And it can Spirit of Life the archer now. It is not over yet. Big damage Leaf Dance. Near fatals the bird, but it couldn't move to get the crystal.
The bird, however, could. Did not have that issue at all. Aqualung leaves the tree at 2, but a damage split gives it back half of that. This target, however, does it in, and Ara loses the first round. For those of you who have not been following the predictions at all, Ara named the prediction this month, his prediction, I see no reason Butchers cannot defeat any team in this bracket. My question is, do you see a reason yet?
Brutal. RNG. I knew that was the answer he was going to give, too. Don't worry, we'll be seeing Butcher in 3 sides of meat next month. Ara has already made clear his intent to run it back. Ara nothing if not persistent.
Wizard was not caught mid-cast this time, so does not die to the bow immediately, and does heal itself up.
Windstrike is guarded.
Blood Ritual does hit the Squire, 240, some big damage. Does take the 120 in return, of course. Not getting the big gazes out of the bird this time, but here's a Mind Control, and it lands on the Behemoth and the Tonberry.
The archer continuing to go after that wizard.
Behemoth murders the Tonberry.
But the tree brings it right back up.
Suppose one could say that Behemoth was simply breaking the Tonberry's charm, I guess?
29% petrify, but it does land.
Grudge puts the Squire right back down after the res. There's
Yes,
an Aqualung. Guts.
Meatbone.
Stab up, also guts. And Meatbone! Breaks the charm, though.
And they get healed off by the tree, so... And hey, look, another gaze missed. Everyone's grudge takes that wizard right out.
Another 2 charmed units. Windstrike takes the Tonberry down, however.
Stab up for 216.
Leaf Dance robbing the Behemoth of its MP switch ability again. And here is another big hit. Behemoth is very low. And Aqualung finishes it off. It is a squid and a bird versus a charmed tree. So the tree is going to take a little bit of time to go ahead and heal them up.
The AI giveth, the AI taketh away.
Aqualung breaks the charm. Bird's just going to hang out over here and haste itself rather than attempting to gaze or anything. But gets another action immediately. Does go for the Wind Strike over the gaze, just going to try and kill the tree with damage rather than petrify it. But that means that the tree gets a double res with that Spirit of Life.
Aqualung does take back out the Tonberry.
Behemoth likewise goes right back down. The tree does not get another action before the bird goes for the gaze this time.
But misses again. Another double Spirit of Life. Do we get a Guts this time, Tonberry? We sure do. That's an everyone's grudge on that bird. Get the fuck out of here.
Bird does manage to survive it by just a tiny bit, but it does mean it is going to bail.
Aqualung does take out the Behemoth, but that's another everyone's grudge coming.
Squid likewise survives.
Bird, because both are in near fatal, does move forward with the attack. Does the third one miss? Sure does. Squid forced to Aqualung itself, and that's going to be another double revive opportunity for the tree.
Notably, the squid un-near fataling itself does mean the bird's going to run away again, too.
The AI giveth, the AI taketh away. Aqualung does take the Behemoth out, but we still have a very angry everyone's grudge. But that one doesn't land, and the Counter Flood does. Magic Spirit, instead of a revival, taking a turn off. But that Cockatoris is going to run even further away. Or run in, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, that was a choice. Alright, bird.
You do your bird thing.
Going from mind control this time, and if it doesn't just break it with a with an Aqualung for no good reason, that means that things might crystallize here. Bird says, "New, new, gotta go fast."
Charm wears off, but it does manage to get the crystal. Leaf Dance for 140. Counter Flood for 108. Does not stop. That's what I'm going to name my bird next month. 120 Aqualung. Damage is split. Leaf Dance for 140. Counter Flood for 108. Neither of them near fatal, though, so the Aqualung, if it damage splits, should do enough to let the tree finish off the squid.
Bird moves over and just hastes itself near the squid and runs away again.
As one does. No damage split. Alright, tree. Alright, bird.
The bird goes for the Petrify, though, instead of the Wind Strike, but does land it.
And it is 2-0 for Vulgar Display of Power. Aura is eliminated from the tournament. Whoop. That is not what I want to do. Final match, we have Soul 1 versus Paddy 1. The other Monster Mash versus Mario and the 64 Chambers. Both teams named Monster Mash still in the tournament. Simmon's in the winners bracket and Soul's in the losers. Paddy 1 and Soul both fighting for their tournament life tonight. For Soul, we have Barbecue the Aribo with Please Eat, Lechef the Master Tonberry with Shadow Stitch, Salad the Taiju with Spirit of Life, and Peking Duck the Giravis with Zephyr. Big Aggressive Bird, not so stony this one, going for the damage instead. On the other side, Paddy, we have Method Mario the Mind Flare, Inspecta Peach the Squid Larkin, Louisa the Chemist with Basic Skill Weapon Guard and Sicken, and Ghostface Wario the Mind Flare. We go to large 105 for this final match of the night. Peking Duck starting off with a Zephyr on the Chemist. Lechef, too busy making food to eat food.
Aqualung on the bird, but we do see a CT save coming out. No mind control just yet. A second Aqualung on that bird, though, puts it down.
I'm going to buff him just because of that aura.
The piggy does get charmed.
Bird is back up. Bird is back down. You can't explain that. Yeah, I'm going to nerf
rough
mind control by
here.
like 30%. Everyone's grudge. That squid takes a huge hit.
But Counterflood finishes that Tonberry off.
Salad the Taiju, though, ever ready to bring his team back up. Barbecue straight dash, meatbone slash counter, and the piggy is gone. But that's actually good, because Salad will be able to bring them both back up now without the charm. Just kidding, Salad can't do anything.
Just running out the clock on that charm again, like usual.
Sicken and Aqualung.
Sicken does mean that the charms aren't going to stick on the tree. Tree is in range to res one unit, though. Tonberry is back up.
And we've seen Tonberry miracles before, just not this one. And the squid steals the crystal. Tree cannot get it. Mario in the 64 chambers continues to the small map, ahead 1-0. Map 91 coming. We've seen a lot of comebacks after losing large maps tonight. Will Soul be able to pull this one together? Starting with a tailwind, definitely much better from Peking Duck. $140 Aqualung to the pig. 162 takes it out. That good compatibility preventing the HP restore. And the revival misses this time around.
Squids are in a very good position here. They are significantly up in tempo already. Soul, I feel you, man. Yeah, no, I've not had a good run of RNG.
Peking Duck continuing to harass the chemist. Spirit of Life, Piggy is back. Salad takes a break out to the back. Piggy goes back down. 198 Aqualung, followed by a 180, and Peking Duck goes down. Tonberry being ignored. Tonberry really wants to be hit early on to get those huge everybody's grudge, but unfortunately not getting what it wants this time. It does have a stop for one of the Mind Flares.
Taking those big Aqualungs in return, though.
He does survive them. Will he guts the book? He does.
But being sickened as well, that's that means he's gonna get one action and then go down. That's a 4-unit Leaf Dance though, but time to eat some counter floods. Oh, just one, but it does get slept.
Time Blast for the chemist, and now we wait out the sleep. Mario in the 64 chambers, positioned to move on. Soul 1 is out of the event. And then there were 16. As always, thank you all for participating and coming out and watching the event, as well as entering your teams. This has been a fantastic month. There have been, well, a few Snorefest matches. There have been a bunch of really intense, really good matches. And I've had a great time watching them and commenting on them with you guys. And as always, a big thank you to Korremar for being here and commenting with me.
Absolutely. We will catch y'all tomorrow, and yeah, we are getting down to the end here.
We sure are. Just 2 more streams. Can't wait to see how these are decided. We're going to lose, I believe, another 8 players tomorrow, leaving only 8 left. So, we'll see how that goes, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Night, y'all.